In the grand halls of the African Union, where speeches are often rehearsed and predictable, something unfolded that no one expected. It was not a policy announcement nor a ceremonial handshake. It was a moment so raw that it pierced decades of diplomatic formality. Behind closed doors, cameras were not meant to roll, yet whispers began to spread. South African President Cyril Ramaphosa, once hailed as a hero of the anti-apartheid struggle, had been seen quietly wiping tears from his eyes. What could move such a seasoned statesman to that point? The answer came in the form of a fiery intervention by Burkina Faso's 36-year-old transitional leader, Captain Ibrahim Traoré. Wearing his military fatigues among a sea of tailored suits, Traoré spoke with a clarity that cut through the polite rhythm of the summit. He did not speak vaguely. He invoked the legacy of Mandela, the sacrifices of Steve Biko, and the struggle of the ANC itself, then turned directly to Ramaphosa. His words struck the room like a drumbeat. Africa does not need managers for the West. Africa needs liberators. Gasps rippled through the hall. Some delegates shifted uneasily, others stared in disbelief. In that charged silence, the weight of his words found their mark. For Ramaphosa, once celebrated as an architect of South Africa's democratic transition, the accusation was deeply personal. Traoré's voice carried not only defiance but also the frustration of millions of young Africans who feel betrayed by leaders too cautious, too compromised, or too comfortable to finish the work of liberation. Witnesses said Ramaphosa did not respond immediately. He sat still, his gaze fixed beyond the podium, before slowly reaching for a handkerchief and dabbing his eyes. Those close to him later insisted it was not weakness but recognition, the sting of hearing, perhaps a truth that had gone unsaid too long. Within hours, word of the exchange began circulating through hotel lobbies and diplomatic corridors. By the next morning, social media across Africa was ablaze. Hashtags like #AfricaRising and #NoMorePuppets trended, while memes placed Traoré alongside figures like Sankara and Mandela. Some called it disrespect. Others said the torch had been passed. Reactions were divided. In South Africa, veteran ANC members bristled at the public challenge, while critics used the moment to demand reflection on whether the party had drifted from its revolutionary roots. Across the Sahel, however, the confrontation was celebrated as proof of a new generation unafraid to confront the remnants of colonial influence. Whether one sees him as a reckless populist or a courageous truth-teller, Ibrahim Traoré forced the continent to confront a question larger than to men. Will Africa continue balancing between old colonial powers and new global giants, or will it carve an uncompromising path toward true independence? Moments like these cannot be scripted. They erupt when history collides with truth.